Simplify each expression. Write your answer without negative exponents. In part A, we got square root of 200 minus square root of 32. So square root means now 200. So we know that if we have like 100, that's 10 times 10. 10 is square because 10 is positive number, so we can just write 10. 200, we can find a perfect square factor of 200. We can go into smaller numbers, but we already saw 100, so I can just simply do 100 times 2, so that 200 is same as 100 times 2. Now I can separate into two parts, square root of 100 times square root of 2. 2 is not a perfect square, it doesn't have any other factors, but here this is 10, so 10 root 2. So we can go in that way. So let me show that here. Square root of 100 times 2 minus 32. Let's find factors of 32. 2, 16. Oh, we know 16 is 4 times 4. That means 16 is a perfect square, so we don't have to go any smaller factors. 4 times 4. So 4 times 4, 16 times 2. So I can write 32 as 16 times 2. Now square root of 100 times square root of 2. 100 is a perfect square, so this is 10 root 2 minus, similarly, square root of 16 is 4 root 2. Now we can subtract, because 10 copies of root 2 minus 4 copies of root 2. These are like terms, so we can subtract. So 10 copies of this minus 4 copies of same thing means 10 minus 4, 6 copies of root 2. Okay, if we had like, let's say 10 root 3 minus 4 root 2, then we cannot subtract, because root 3, root 2, these are unlike terms. We would just leave this. Luckily we got same 10 root 2 root 2, so we were able to subtract. So part B, so we got, oh, it said times, by the way, so let me use this over here. So we got a square here, so we need to square. So 4 raised to 1, a raised to 1, so we need to multiply to each. So this one is, in fact, here there is nothing to distribute, so 3a cubed b cubed, so this is square, 4 squared, that's times in the middle, 16 a squared. Now b square is square, b raised to 2 times 2, 4. Now we can multiply like numbers. 3 times 16, okay, 3 times 16 is 48, and we can multiply a cube and a square. When we multiply, we add the exponents. A, how many copies? 3 copies. Here we got 2 copies, 3, 2, 5. So we add the exponents. In the same way, b cube and b4, so b raised to 3 plus 4, 7, final. Okay, in part C, oh, here is a negative exponent. When we have a over b, let's say negative some exponent, if we flip the fraction, okay, just flip the fraction, the negative will be gone. It's like x raised to negative m 1 over x raised to positive m. So 1 over a over b means reciprocal of a over b, that is simply b over a. So to get rid of this negative exponent, we can simply write this on the top, so that is x is squared y raised to negative 1/2. I'm just simply writing bottom on the top and top on the bottom. 3 x raised to 3/2 y cube. That makes the outside exponent just positive. Okay, so now we have two options. We can work inside first, then distribute 2, or distribute 2 to each factor, then work. Since we got fractional exponents, negative 1/2, 3/2, we got 2. When we multiply, the fractions will be gone. So let's multiply. So we need to multiply here, here, on the bottom, here, here, and 3. 3 means 3 raised to 1. So we need to multiply each factor. And let's do that. X squared is square, x to the 4th on the top, y raised to negative 1/2 times 2. Okay, that's negative 1/2 times 2. 2 cancel. 2 means 2 over 1. So negative 1. That's on the top. All over, let's look at the bottom. So that's the 3 squared, that's 9. X 3/2 times 2. 3/2 times 2, that's 3. So x cubed. Y raised to 3 times 2, 6. Now we got x, same base from top and bottom. So x cube, x4, we can move this up. Pretty much cancelling 3 copies from top and bottom and 1 copy left on the top. Negative means bring this to the bottom. So negative, so that this negative will be positive. So let's do this. Here x and x, I'm just going to write one base, same base x, 4 minus 3. When we move up, that's minus 3. 4 minus 3, just 1. And I don't have to write 1. Over on the bottom here we got 9. This is gone. Y, I got 6 copies, negative 1. So when we move up, that's 6 plus 1. So 7 copies. Here 4 minus 3 is 1. That we don't write. So x over 9, y to the 7 is the final answer.